To continue the conversation, we are so pleased to be joined in studio here by Mideast expert Dr. Robert Rabil of Florida Atlantic University. Professor Rabil, thank you so much for being back here on America's Forum.
It's my pleasure and honor, Congressman.
Have
always. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, always.
Well, as pleased as I am to see you, that's as concerned as a lot of people are in our intelligence apparatus and in the diplomatic corps.
Yes.
Are the reactions more likely to come in the Middle East, in nations such as Egypt, or could we see a global reaction to the release?
We could see a global reaction. You know, you have 55 Muslim majority countries, and once the report is going to be out, they're going to see, well, we told you that. Look at them. Look what they are doing. And what I'm worried about, they're going to use some of the procedures that our intelligence used. And we saw really a foretaste of that, you know, put in, you know, the hostages. With ISIS, they make them wear orange suits, they waterboard them. So really, I think it's not the time now to release it, and I don't see the urgency now. All the urgency, yes, we are a democratic society, but we are dealing now with an organization or organizations that I would say is that they don't act like us in any way.
The talk has been that there will be redactions aplenty in this, quote, executive summary, and yet your concern has to do with the methods we utilize or have utilized in the past being explained with such clarity or perhaps even listed.
Well, you have the methods, procedure, but also you have the idea that's going to reinforce the former idea in that, look how bad we are. And it's going to be, again, a driving force to go ahead and radicalize more Muslims. And this is what I worry about, is that always what we hear about United States, look how bad it is, look how bad it is. And I read the Arabic press, I read the international press, day in, day out. And I think the timing is not right now.
This effort to perhaps suggest a moral equivalency, or no, actually, check that, a moral deficiency on the part of the United States, it would seem, and I made this point as a candidate for office and when I was serving in office, the ultimate torture is beheading.
Yes.
Whatever sources and methods, as I understand it, are military officer candidates, those who go to our military academies, many of those people have been treated to at least a taste of that kind of enhanced interrogation technique as part of their training. But you mentioned what may happen around the world. In a weird way, does this become a recruiting tool for us?
It might be. Yes, it might be. There is more than one possibility. You have Congressman, we have seen reports that spoke badly about Prophet Muhammad, and we have seen what happened. You have attack on our embassy. We have seen blaspheming Prophet Muhammad in Europe, and we saw what happened in different parts of the world. I really don't know what's exactly you have in that report, but I know one thing for sure, that some in the Muslim world will not receive it nicely, and they're gonna receive it in a very bad way, and they might take certain actions. They might take certain action because you have precedents. And this is what I say. It's not time. Yes, we are an open society. Yes, we are a democratic society. And I love United States for that. But we have a lot of people overseas, and we are fighting an enemy that absolutely, like you said, we cannot draw a moral equivalency between what we do and between what they do.
Robert, you read the Arab press.
Every day, every single day.
Directly from that language.
Directly from that language.
Is there a segment of that press, whether within the Middle East or perhaps in Europe or somewhere else, where is the most unremittingly hostile press coverage of the United States coming in the Muslim world?
Well, you have in different, for example, you go to the Ikhwan web, to the Muslim Brotherhood web, then you have to the Salafi web, and you have to those newspaper associated with them. And you see it, you always see blaming United States for everything underneath the sun. And you have also the Iranian discourse, and you have other discourses. You know how they split the world. You are the oppressors and we are the oppressed. So mainly you have significant media outlet that criticize and blame United States for the ills in our world, for the ills in the international society, which is extremely false. Again, now you have certain authors in I would say, respected newspaper. It could be in Al Hayat, it could be in Al Sharq Al Awsat. These are based in London, supported by certain Arab countries. You also have certain authors who writes op-eds and they blame United States. Really, United States, when you look around it in the media in the world, it's blamed throughout.
And the consequence of the report in terms of our Arab allies,
Yes.
such as they are, or I think about a nation like Jordan.
Yes.
Now suddenly, do those nations step back from the United States?
Well, I wouldn't say they step back because Jordan uses more terrible ways to interrogate. When it comes to interrogation in the Arab world, they are not famous. They are infamous about the procedure they use. I think that they don't like to see it, but I don't think it's going to drawing away from us.
Well, the other thing that happens, and just sitting here listening to you talk,
Yes.
Despite the fact that, and unfortunately we only have about 45 seconds left, but the redactions will lead to all sorts of extrapolations and
Yes.
exaggerations on the part
Yes.
of propagandists.
It's a very good point because you are going to have, authors, you are going to have analysts. They're going to say, oh, listen, they took this one out, they took this one out. You are absolutely right, Congressman.
Professor Robert Rabil, Florida Atlantic University, we're so pleased to have you in
It's my
studio,
pleasure.
and we appreciate your expertise, your
It's my
analysis on this day and on this topic. Well, this is just one of the stories making news. America's Forum is poised to continue following this Newsmax Now update.